just when you have off days, do you do anything fun? Do you get out at all, or do you go anywhere?
Kind of depends. If the body's feeling good, you might get out and play 9 holes or something. Usually guys will just get together, play some cards, hang out, do a lot of laying around, a lot of treatment, trying to get the body back right for the week. But don't have any plans right now.
I know we asked you about Dalton and the relationship with OTA's minicamp or something. It seems just organically you guys have developed an incredible bond so quickly. How have you been able to do that?
Well, yeah, that's thanks to him. His personality is just awesome. He fits right in with our culture, with our room. He's the type of guy you'd want to hang out with outside of football too. So, I could see us being friends regardless of being on the same team. So he's just, a stand-up guy, got great character. You could tell he's raised the right way, has all the right values. So it's really hard not to like a guy like that. So he's been great.
Mitch was asked about Osiris and kind of a little bit off of what John's talking about and how important it is for rookies to come in no matter how high they're drafted and understand that there's a process here. How important is that for Dalton? And has he kind of shown that he's a first-round pick, but he's not too big for that?
Yeah, he's done a great job. You always kind of tell rookies that you got to sit back and kind of take it all in. You can't act like you got it all figured out right off the bat, even if you are a first rounder. So he's done an unbelievable job. He's always asking what he can do for the room. He picks us up snacks, brings you coffee without you asking him. He's just that type of guy. He wants to make sure he's doing all the right things. And he's always early, always one of the last ones to leave. So I don't think anybody on the team could say a bad thing about him. I just stick with espresso, so it's pretty easy. Yeah, I'm not going cold foam and 2 pumps of vanilla. I'm not doing any of that.
Dawson, we talked to Ken this morning. Looking back at last year and looking ahead to this one, talked about the emphasis of being less predictable offensively. That references how things kind of came to an end last year. From where you are working, how do you see that process? Not just specific to the tight end position, but to the offense.
Yeah, I think he's already done a great job throwing in a bunch of wrinkles, different personnel sets. I know you guys don't want to give too much away for our rivals, but he's done a great job mixing things up, moving guys around in different positions. I know you guys saw me take a handoff today, so that was fun. So he's just doing little things here and there to change up the versatility of the offense, and I think we'll just continue to build on what we're doing in camp so far.
What was your advantage point on Quentin's catch today?
Oh, it's insane. I think it got tipped, and it's wet too. So we saw some drops out there, which happens. It's day 2, but especially it being wet, it's tough. So when it got tipped, and then he brought it down with one hand, all of us just kind of looked at each other and ran down and celebrated with him. So that was pretty awesome.
Did we see correctly that Sean McDermott said that was a catch for you on the sideline?
Well, I knew it was a catch. I don't know what he said. The defensive guys love to rip the ball out, no matter if you're, jogging back from running down the field or whether you're on the ground. So I believe 100% it's a catch. I guess there was a game last year where I thought it 100% had a touchdown. It got called back. So you never know, but hopefully Sean was on my side. I have no idea.
What are the challenges for you and Dalton to complement each other, given what his skill set is, merging with yours beyond the field?
Yeah, he's already a very natural route runner, great feel for the defense, great hands. He's shifty. We saw some, he's got some good speed. So I think his route running capability is already pretty incredible for being a rookie. And then, sometimes we'll both go in the box and we'll start running the ball. And then if they bring in an extra linebacker, we'll spread us out and we'll, attack some mismatches. So I'm super excited what that brings because we haven't had a ton of that in the past, but it's been really fun being out there on the field at the same time as him.
Both those catches that you guys made, both those catches, he had one similar to you on the sidelines, which is kind of the same with Josh having to roll out. How do you have to, Dalton's coming into this, he has to learn how to be available for Josh as he extends the play. Mm-hmm. Do you take us through that process of understanding that, playing with a quarterback like that?
Yeah, so we work scramble drill a lot. Obviously, Josh is an incredible athlete, takes a lot of people to tackle him, so he's going to be rushed out of the pocket every now and then. So we talk about if you're the deep player, you come back down the field. If you're shallow, you go deep if no one's there. Just little things like that only comes with repetition. So on my rep, there's a safety deep, so I wasn't going to take it down there. And then there was Micah right in front of me, so I kind of had to just stay where I was, and Josh, put on the money. So it's just one of those things that'll come with experience.
There's been a lot of time where people trying to define what his position is. With you two, how much would you say you play the same position? If you could explain that in terms of, without giving things away, but your roles and things that you do and excel at and what he does, how much of it is exactly the same? How much of it is very different?
I'd say a good bit is exactly the same. When we're in there at the same time, he plays the F, which is kind of like a slot guy, but you can also bring him in line. A little more versatility. I'll be more in line if we're both on the field, but at the same time, we like changing it up where he goes in line, I spread out, and there might be, a linebacker coming out to match me. So it just adds a whole different layer that the defense has to prepare for, and it's got to make it hard on a defensive coordinator.
He's going to be asked to block as part of his role, and in terms of that's an adjustment right in for everybody coming into the league.
Yeah.
Blocking those guys, what do you think that's going to be like?
That was my biggest adjustment for sure. Those guys are paid a lot of money for a good reason. So just repping, your footwork every day, hand placement. Coach Rob Boris does an incredible job getting us right, being in the film room, knowing which steps to take, where to put our hands. Coach Cromer too with the O-line works with us some. So between those two coaches, we'll be prepared for anything.
When you mentioned all of the different personnel, different things you guys are doing, like the handoff, is there any side of that creativity that you get most excited about? Like, oh, this is so fun. Is there a favorite?
I mean, I think anytime you're changing up the day-to-day basics that you rep 100 times, especially taking a handoff, it's really fun. My first position I ever played in football was tailback, so it kind of gave me flashbacks to those days. But anytime you get to do something that you don't normally do, it's fun, refreshing, it's a good time.
We've asked a few of the defensive guys changes within a Sean McDermott called defense. From the offensive side, you've gone against the defense for many years in practice. Have you noticed any changes early through the spring and early in training camp when it comes to the defensive side?
Yeah, I think all that stuff's still coming together. They do a great job disguising different coverages. There's a few different stunts we've seen from the D linemen. A few times we see where the safeties are. We think we know what's going to happen, and then they rotate a different way that we might not have seen before. So it is a little bit of an adjustment, but I think he's doing an incredible job so far.
I think it was in mini camp that Josh said because of that there's a little more trash talk with Sean now. How do you see that?
Yeah, a little more trash talk because we know he's calling it. And like last night, he's walking over to the offensive walkthrough. I'm like, hold on now, you can't be over here. Like you can't be seeing our plays right now. But obviously, it's all fun and games, and he does a great job, kind of spending time on both sides. But we're super excited to see what he does with the defense.